The field beneath the stars, a journey through the quiet power of the mind. The air hums with the faint rustle of a late autumn wind, sweeping across a field I've never seen. A vast open stretch of earth, glowing faintly under a sky dotted with stars. I stand there, barefoot, the cool soil pressing against my soles. And in the distance, a lone lantern flickers, casting a golden thread of light that dances with the shadows. It's not a place I've walked in waking life, but it feels like home, a silent invitation from somewhere deep within. As I take a step, the ground shifts subtly, sprouting tawny green shoots where my feet have been, as if each movement plants something new. Then it hits me. This isn't just a field. It's my mind, alive and waiting, whispering a truth I've long overlooked, that every thought I've ever held has left a mark, a tziyat, a root. The Buddha's words echo through the stillness. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. And in that moment, beneath the vastness of those stars, I realize I'm not just a wanderer. I'm a seeker, stepping into the tranquil yet mighty world of the Dharma, ready to unearth its wisdom for a life I've yet to fully claim. I'm no stranger to the weight of years. I've watched time carve lines into my father's face, each wrinkle a story of laughter or worry. Until one quiet evening, he sat alone by the window, staring at a world that seemed to move on without him. That image lingers, a reminder of how age can feel like a slow fade, a dimming of purpose, a creeping fear that the best days are gone. Perhaps you felt it too. The ache of a body that creaks with the morning, the silence of a home once filled with voices, or the question that haunts the edges of your thoughts. What now? But here, in the field I picture in my mind, I find a spark of something different. The Dharma tells me that the mind isn't a relic of what was. It's a living fortress, a gardener's tool, still capable of sowing beauty no matter how many seasons have passed. For older souls like us, in the place where we live, where the rush of youth often overshadows the grace of age, this is a lifeline, a chance to tend the inner field, to plant hope where doubt has taken root, and to harvest peace from the chaos of years. The teaching I stumbled upon spoke of this power with a clarity that stopped me cold. Every thought is a seed, and what grows from it shapes your reality. The Buddha laid it bare in the Dhammapada. The mind precedes all things. The mind leads. The mind creates everything. If you speak or act with a pure mind, happiness follows like a shadow that never leaves. Picture this. Your mind is a vast, fertile plain, stretching out before you even now, in the twilight of your years. It's never too late to choose what grows there. Zen Master Dogen, a man who could have clung to wealth, but let loss propel him toward a deeper question. Why does suffering linger, even in abundance? Didn't drown in grief when his mother passed. He turned his mind toward seeking, walking a rugged path to a monastery, where a bell's chime woke him to awareness. That choice, to plant curiosity instead of despair, blossomed into a life of meaning, a legacy that lights the way, centuries later. For you and me, the stakes feel just as real. We've lived long enough to know how a stray thought can spiral, how a memory of a missed chance can fester into regret, or a worry about tomorrow can steal today's breath. I've caught myself there, staring at the clock on a sleepless night, wondering if I've done enough, loved enough, if there's still time to matter. But the Dharma offers a gentler way. Look at your own field, not mine, but yours, unique and alive. The sun's rising, painting the sky with gold, and a bird's song cuts through the hush. What do you sow? A flicker of gratitude for the warmth on your skin, or frustration over a stiff joint? Buddhism doesn't demand perfection. It asks for presence. Through meditation, a simple breath in and out, you can watch thoughts drift like leaves on a stream, choosing which to nurture and which to let float by. This isn't lofty idealism for monks in distant lands. It's practical, gritty, alive, tailored for us who've weathered decades of storms. Older adults in the place where we live face a culture that whispers we're past our prime. Our fields fallow, our seeds spent. But the Buddha's wisdom shouts otherwise. Your mind is still fertile, still potent, still yours to shape. Perhaps you've lost a spouse, and the emptiness gnaws. I've felt that echo in my quiet evenings, the chair across the table forever empty. Or maybe the kids have moved away, and the phone rarely rings. Those are real pains, heavy as stones, but they don't define the harvest. Plant forgiveness instead of bitterness. Forgive yourself for what you couldn't change. Forgive time for moving too fast. Plant trust instead of fear. Trust that your life, even now, holds purpose. A deep breath, a moment of stillness, and the field shifts. The shoots rise greener, stronger. Dogen proved it. When he chose awareness over sorrow, his life didn't just endure, it flourished. So can ours. This isn't about erasing the past or ignoring the creaks in our bones. It's about claiming the power we still hold, right here, in the mind's quiet expanse. For us, the stakes are personal. We crave serenity as days grow shorter, meaning when the world feels indifferent, a way to face the unknown without trembling. The Dharma hands us tools, not grand gestures, but small acts, a thought of kindness, instead of complaint when the neighbor's dog barks, a nod of patience, instead of thought when the body slows. These seeds, planted day by day, bloom not just for us. They ripple outward, touching a child's smile, a friend's weary heart, a stranger's glance. So here we stand, you and I, at the edge of this field. Not a mere vision, but a reality we can tend. The stars above might fade with dawn, but the light within doesn't have to. The Buddha called this right thinking, a step on the Noble Eightfold Path. And it's no distant promise. It's now in the next breath you take, the next thought you choose. For older hearts, seeking peace in a bustling land, this is our invitation. To sow a field that defies the years. To grow a life that shines as shadows lengthen. The journey starts here, with a single seed, and I'm walking it with you, step by mindful step, into a harvest of hope. The stream that shapes the soil, choosing what feeds your soul, the field stretches out before me now, its tender shoots trembling under dawn's first light. And I notice something new, a narrow stream winding through the earth, its waters glinting like a silver ribbon. At first it's a comfort, promising life to the seeds I've sown. But as I kneel to touch it, the current shifts, clear one moment, murky the next, carrying silt and debris that threaten the fragile green. I pull back, startled, and it dawns. This stream isn't just a gift from beyond. It's a mirror of what I let in. The sounds, sights, and voices I allow to seep into my mind. The Buddha's words ripple through from the Anguttara Nikaya. Just as rain falls on high ground and flows to lower places, so too what you dwell on shapes your mind. Here, in this quiet expanse, I see it plain. The harvest of peace I long for hinges not just on the seeds I plant, but on the purity of the water I let flow. I've lived long enough to know how easily the stream muddies. One winter evening, I sat alone, the television blaring, sharp voices arguing over things I couldn't change, news of loss and division pouring in like a flood. My chest tightened, my thoughts darkened, and by the time I turned it off, the silence felt heavier than the noise. Perhaps you've been there, scrolling a phone late at night, each headline a pebble of worry stacking up until sleep slips away, or caught in a conversation spiraling into complaints, leaving you drained, the air thick. For us, older souls in a bustling land, where the clamor of progress often drowns out age's stillness, These muddy waters are a daily tide. We fear irrelevance, feel isolation's sting, and ache for purpose as it slips through stiffening fingers. But the Dharma whispers a truth we can hold. We don't have to drink from every stream that runs our way. The young monk Ananda learned this the hard way. His story a lantern on my path. He was the Buddha's shadow, his memory a treasure chest of teachings. Yet once he strayed too close to the world's chatter, gossip from passers-by, tales of betrayal and squabbles. It started as curiosity, a toe in the stream, but soon the murk crept in, clouding his clarity, dimming his compassion. When he returned to the Buddha, heavy with doubt, the master's gentle voice cut through. Ananda, the mind is like a white cloth. If you let it soak in murky water, it loses its purity. Choose where you place your mind, for that's where you'll find yourself. From then on, Ananda turned from idle noise, seeking company that lifted his spirit, and his field bloomed anew, bright as a moon unshrouded by clouds. His lesson lands close. What we let in doesn't just pass through. It settles, shapes, stays. Consider your own stream now, watering your field as years stack up. What flows in each day? The shrill ping of a news alert, tugging you to a broken world. The weight of a friend's grievances pooling in your ears until your light dims. Or the flicker of a screen, hours lost to hollow images. I've felt that pull, the way a stranger's bitter word stains the day, or a memory of loss muddies a quiet afternoon's joy. For us, the stakes are higher now, less time to waste on sludge, more need for a clear current to carry us toward serenity. The Buddha called this guarding the sense doors, a practice as practical as locking a gate against a storm, not shutting out the world, but choosing what's worthy of entry. It's not about walls or deafness to life's hum. It's discernment, a skill earned through decades of listening. I've started small, and maybe you can too. One night, instead of letting the TV roar through supper, I lit a lamp and sat by its glow. The only sound my breath easing in and out, a stream so clean it washed the day's dust away. Another time, when a neighbor unloaded her woes, I nodded, then steered us to a laugh about geese waddling down the street, redirecting the flow to something lighter, alive. These aren't grand acts, but choices, and they matter. The Dharma doesn't ask us to flee. It invites us to filter, to seek a bird's melody over despair's drone, a kind word's warmth over criticism's chill. For older adults like us, this is a lifeline to the peace we crave. We've seen enough to know muddy waters, anger, regret, a culture prizing speed over depth, can drown the spirit if we let them. But we've lived enough to recognize when streams, leaves rustling outside, a grandchild's voice on the phone, the grace of a morning still ours. I think of my mother, years gone, how she'd sit with tea and a smile, letting the world's noise fade as she savored the steam, a quiet rebellion against the flood. She didn't know the Buddha's words, but she lived them, tending her field, keeping the water pure. This is our power, even as age's shadows lengthen, to stand by the stream and choose. Not every voice deserves your ear, not every smidge your gaze. When news swells with chaos, turn it off and step outside. Let the skewth vast and untroubled rinse your mind. When loneliness tempts you to dwell on loss, call a friend and share a memory that sparks joy. Let that laughter be your current, the field we've sown with care. Its fragile shoots of hope and meaning depends on this vigilance. Ananda found clarity by choosing wisely, and so can we. Watering our harvest with streams we've purified, drop by deliberate drop, until the soul shines clear as a mountain spring. Taming the winds of the mind, mastering the storm within, the stream runs steady now, its clear waters nourishing the field I've tended. But as the sun climbs higher, A sudden gust sweeps through, a wild, unruly wind bending the shoots, scattering dust across the soil. It's not the gentle breeze I'd hoped for. It's a force catching me off guard, tugging at my calm like a memory I can't shake. I steady myself, hands pressed to the earth, and feel the truth rise with the wind. These gusts aren't just from outside. They're born within, stirred by old habits, quick tempers, and quiet fears howling louder with age. The Buddha's voice cuts through, sharp and clear, from the Majjhima Nikaya. One who doesn't master their mind is mastered by it, like someone swept away by the wind on a river. Here, in this field I'm learning to claim, I see it. Peace isn't just about seeds I sow or streams I purify. It's about taming the storms rising unbidden, the ones I've let steer me too long. I've felt those winds, haven't you? A sharp word from a stranger at the store, someone cutting in line, impatient. And my jaw tightens, a grumble escapes. The day sours, or a sleepless night, the clock ticking too loud, my mind feasting. Why didn't I save more? What if I'm alone forever, whipping up a tempest of doubt I didn't see coming? For us, older hearts in the place where we live, where time feels both gift and thief, these gusts hit hard. We fear the body's betrayal, knees faltering, eyes dimming, and the sting of being overlooked in a racing world. We long for control, a steady hand on the reins of a life slipping away. Yet the Dharma offers a lifeline. We don't have to be carried off by every breeze. Sariputta, the monk of unshakable calm, stands as my guide, his story a beacon in the gale. Once, amid a crowd eager for wisdom, a heckler spat venom, calling him a fraud, a fool, words sharp as thorns. The onlookers braced for a clash, but Sariputta sat still, eyes soft, breath flowing like a river over stone. When the man stormed off, defeated by silence, a disciple asked, "Master, why didn't you fight back?" Sariputta's smile was quiet thunder. If I let those words pull me, I'd have lost myself. My mind isn't a puppet for others to yank. He'd trained it, moment by moment, to pause, to see anger flare like a spark, then let it fade without feeding the flame. That stillness wasn't born. It was forged through years of watching the winds within, refusing to let them rule. I see myself in that storm, and maybe you do too. Last week, the neighbor's dog barked through my nap, and I snapped, a curt shout before I thought twice. Or when my daughter called, rushed and distracted, I hung up with a sigh, resentment swirling like dust in my chest. These reactions, lightning bolts, fast and fierce, root in habits carried for decades. Impatience from juggling too much, fear from losses I couldn't prevent. For us, the stakes are personal now. Less energy to waste on flare-ups, more need for calm as years press in. The Buddha called this the wild horse of the mind, galloping down worn paths, unless we take the reins. And mindfulness, that simple pause, is how we do it. Try it with me. Next time the wind kicks up, say a spilled coffee stains your shirt. Don't let the gust carry you off. Stop. Breathe deep. Feel the air cool your lungs. Watch what rises. Frustration. A flicker of, why me? Let it be there. Don't let it ride you. I've started catching myself mid-storm. When news sparks worry, I close my eyes, count 5 breaths, feel the tempest ease. Not gone, but gentler. A breeze I can sway with. It's not easy, especially when life hurls curveballs. A doctor's call, a friend's absence. But each pause is a victory, a step toward mastery. Sariputta didn't snap under insult, and we don't have to. Not when the car cuts us off, not when the body slows, not when the world forgets us. For older adults like us, this is more than a trick. It's a shield against aging's chaos. We fear losing ourselves to bitterness, to storms brewing when plans unravel or loneliness bites. But we long for strength, a mind standing firm when the ground shifts. I think of my grandfather sitting on the porch after a hard day, pipe in hand, letting smoke curl upward as troubles drifted off, not avoiding them, but refusing to let them own him. He didn't know mindfulness by name, but he lived it, taming his winds, keeping his field steady. The Dharma hands us that power, to turn off autopilot, choose calm over chaos, even as years pile up. This practice is our rebellion, a way to reclaim the reins in a culture rushing past, dismissing our earned wisdom. It's not about silencing the wind. Life will blow through, but learning its rhythm, guiding it so it bends the chutes without breaking them. Next time the phone rings with bad news, or the mirror shows a face you barely recognize, pause. Feel the gust and name it, anger, fear, sadness, and let it pass like clouds over a peak. The field we've sown and watered doesn't have to shatter. It can sway. Resilience, life, Sariputta showed us how. And every breath is a chance to follow, turning the wild horse into a trusted friend, carrying us toward peace age can't steal. The rocks that raise the ground, finding strength in life's hard places is. The wind has settled now, a soft murmur rustling through the field, and I kneel to touch the shoots I've guarded, fragile yet stubborn, reaching for the sun. But as I shift, my hand brushes something hard, a jagged rock half buried. Its edge is rough. I tug, expecting it to give, but it holds fast. And soon I see others dotting the expanse. Stones of all sizes, some moss-covered, others stark. At first they feel like intruders, threats to my dreamed harvest, and frustration flares. Why now, after all this care? Then the Buddha's voice resonates, steady as the earth. From the Samyutta Nikaya. Suffering, when understood rightly, is the path to liberation. I pause, rock in grip, and a shift begins. These aren't obstacles. They are teachers, silent and stern, waiting for me to learn what they hold. I've stumbled over such rocks, haven't you? A doctor's call stopping your breath. It's not good news, and the field feels barren. The future a shadow, or the day a job slipped away. Years of work crumbling like dry soil. For us, older souls in the place where we live, where age can feel like a sentence. These stones pile high, a body that won't bend, a home emptied by time. The fear our story's ending lacks meaning. I remember my sister's face when her husband passed, a map of grief, eyes searching through rubble. That loss rocked me too, a weight in quiet evenings, wondering if joy could grow again. We fear these burdens will crush us, yet the Dharma whispers, they're not here to break the field. They're here to raise it, if we dare see them right. Moggallana, the monk of fierce spirit, lights this path, his story a chisel against stone. Before the Buddha, he wandered, lost in restless seeking. One day, bandits ambushed him, stripping him bare, leaving him bloodied. The pain could have buried him. Despair nearly did. But he asked, what can this teach me? That rock of suffering cracked open a door to patience, letting go, leading him to the Buddha. Later, as a master, he faced worse, hostility, betrayal, yet stood unshaken. Each trial a forge tempering his soul. He didn't curse the stones, he climbed them, and from their height saw life not of endurance but awakening. Look at your field, the rocks scattered across it. A diagnosis looming, a daily reminder in stiff steps. A rift with a child, words unspoken piling like granite. I've carried my own, guilt of an unkept promise to a friend gone too soon, heavy when the house stills. For us, these aren't abstract. They are the raw stuff of later years, testing if we'll bend or break. But the Dharma doesn't leave us helpless. Stand still. Feel the rock's edges, its cold truth. Ask what it offers. When the doctor's news lands, don't just hear fear. Listen for the call to patience, to cherish the breath you draw. When a relationship frays, don't cling to hurt. Seek forgiveness, the strength to reach out once more. This shift isn't easy, a rewiring of the heart, especially when stones feel immovable. I've tried it though, and it's real. Last month, a storm took the power. Darkness, cold, fumbling with candles, and I could have raged. Instead, I sat by the window, watched rain streak the glass, felt a strange calm, a chance to rest, let go of plans. For us, the stakes are personal. We fear loss's weight, control's erosion, but long for resilience, purpose outlasting rubble. My father laughed after a fall. Well, I'm still here, aren't I? Turning a bruise into a badge. He didn't know the Buddha's words, but lived them, stacking rocks into steps lifting him higher. This is our invitation. See challenges not as curses, but chisels shaping something new. In a bustling land where aging feels like fading, the Dharma hands us a gift. Every stone a milestone, every hardship a chance to grow. Next time the body falters, don't mourn what's lost. Marvel at what it's carried you through. Let gratitude lift you. When loneliness strikes, don't sink. Build a bridge, a call, a note. Moggallana turned a bandit's blow into liberation. And we can too. Not denying pain, but asking what it builds. The field we've sown, watered, steadied, doesn't crumble. It rises, stronger, a testament to a life refusing to merely endure. For us, this is survival, a way to face shortening days with courage. Less time to resist, more need for a harvest shining through cracks. The rocks aren't threats, they're raw material for a legacy, proof we've lived, fought, grown. Let's stand, hands on stone, and choose, not to be crushed, but to climb. From this height, the view is vast, a field thriving, roots deep, blooms bold, even as seasons turn. The breeze that brightens the field, cultivating gratitude in every season. The rocks lie still, sentinels of lessons learned, and as I rise from their embrace, a new sensation brushes my skin. A soft breeze, warm and light, stirring shoots into a quiet dance. It's not the wild wind or steady stream, it's gentler, a whisper of grace lifting dust, carrying earth and green. I close my eyes, letting it wrap me, and feel a shift, a flicker of thanks for the sun, the breath, standing here. The Buddha's words drift soft as the breeze from the Mangala Sutta. One who is content, even lying on the ground, finds peace. One who is never satisfied, even in a heavenly palace, feels lacking. In this moment, the field glows brighter. Gratitude isn't a fleeting gust. It's joy's lifeblood, a breeze we summon to lighten the heaviest days. I've known days when that breeze felt far. Last fall, rain tapping the window. I woke to an aching body and a mailbox of bills, a storm of weariness graying the world. I sat coffee cooling, tallying losses, youth's energy, voices once filling the house, dreams let slip. Perhaps you've been there, staring at a narrower life, counting absence, friends gone, chances missed, until the field feels like a graveyard. For us, older adults in the place where we live, where mirrors show strangers and culture chases the new, it's easy to dwell on empty spaces. We fear vitality's fade, the creeping quiet, long for a spark to make years matter. But the Dharma offers a hand. Gratitude, a simple turn, warms the soil where we stand, no matter the season. King Pasenadi's story blows through, a gust of truth from a man with all yet feeling it wasn't enough. He ruled a kingdom, palace gleaming, servants at call. Yet his heart churned, restless, haunted by craving more. Seeking the Buddha, he spilled discontent amid bare monastery walls. The master led him to a forest edge, pointed to an old tree, gnarled, steady shading, and asked, "What do you see, king?" Pasenadi shrugged. "An ordinary tree." The Buddha's smile was a seed. "This tree gives life, asks nothing. How many gifts do you miss?" From then, Pasenadi looked closer. Bread's taste, a child's laugh, and gratitude's breeze swept craving away, leaving lightness he'd never known. He didn't need more. He needed to see what was there. Look around your field, even on a stormy day. What waits for notice? Sun slipping through blinds, painting floor stripes. A chair's creak, holding years of stories. I've caught glimmers. The other day, a neighbor waved as I shuffled to the mailbox. A small glow, not grand, but real. For us, the stakes are tender. We fear days shrinking to routine, purpose withering, hope for fullness defying the clock. My aunt, post-chemo, frail but smiling, traced veins on her hand like a map of battles won. Grateful for every line, every day. She taught me, even with rocks piled, light shines between if you look. This isn't pretending hard days don't hurt. It's finding slivers shining through. Gratitude needs no fanfare. It's small, steady, ours. Each morning, before the world rushes, I name 3. Blankets' warmth, rain's patter, rising again. When body groans or news bites, I hunt a gem. A friend's call, coffee's smell. For us, this is quiet power. Less time chasing what's missing, more holding what's here. In a bustling land forgetting age's beauty, gratitude is rebellion. I'm still alive, growing enough. Pasenadi found peace in simplicity, and we can. Next time the field feels barren, a holiday alone, not stinging memory. Don't tell Ali la losses. Name gifts, a song, a body carrying you, a heart feeling. The breeze doesn't erase rocks or still wind. It softens, lifts, makes them bearable. For us, it's a lifeline to serenity, facing shortening days with fullness, honoring. The field we've sown, watered, steadied, raised doesn't need more. It needs this. A breath of thanks, a wind turning moments into gifts, lighting flowers fought for. The brush that paints the future. Seeing your field in full bloom, the breeze lingers, lifting earth and blooms, and as I stand amidst shoots nurtured, a new urge stirs, a longing to see what this expanse could be. Rocks gleam with purpose, stream glints, wind sways, but more waits beyond the horizon. I pick up a stick, tip worn, and trace lines in dirt. Flower curves, paths untrodden, a field alive with color. The Buddha's voice weaves through, bold yet tender, from the Lankavatara Sutra. All things are created by the mind. When the mind turns toward good manifests. Here with this stick I see. My mind isn't just a garden, it's a canvas, and envisioning is the brush painting seasons ahead, turning dreams into roots reaching deep. I've spent nights staring into dark, wondering if years left hold richness once chased. Last winter, house silent, save creaking floorboards. I sat by fire, glow flickering against a half-finished life. Kids gone, work done, body slower. What's left to paint? For us, older adults in the place where we live, where age frames as ending, the canvas can fade, fearing colors spent, longing for purpose out of reach, hoping for a spark. I've seen it in my brother, retired, restless, sketching unstarted plans as if time's too short. But the Dharma hands a tool, envisioning, seeing the field not as is, but as could be. A harvest still ours. Angulimala's story grips, a stroke of courage on my page. A bandit, hands blood-stained, driven to kill for a necklace of fingers. The world saw a monster he did too, trapped in violence's painting. Then the Buddha crossed, unarmed, unflinching, asking, "Can you see another way?" In pause, Angulimala dared to envision, not killer, but healer, not shadow, but light. He meditated, picturing saffron robes, hands offering peace where fear reigned. That vision rooted, slowly, fiercely, became real. Dagger dropped, Sangha joined, a life-turning terror to reverence. His brush didn't erase, it painted anew, bold. Step into your field, pick up the brush. What do you want as years lean in? For me, quiet strength, a soul steady amid noise, voice soft when grandkids visit, body moving with grace despite creaks. I see it. Eyes closed, cane in hand, walking a trail, air crisp, breath even, smile breaking lines. For us, this isn't whimsy. It's a map. Patience? Picture a crowded store. Lines long, noise loud, heart calm, words kind. Connection? See a table, friend across. Laughter spilling over a meal. Make it vivid. Clink of glasses, room's warmth. Mind believing it's close. This takes practice, daily strokes. Before sleep, when worry clawed. Will I be forgotten? I paint. Waking rested, phone ringing familiar. Stepping out with purpose felt. For us, stakes are real. Fearing relevances fade. Days drifting. Longing for a singing life, a lingering legacy. My mother hummed knitting. Seeing each stitch as a gift. Hands shaky, vision steady. She didn't call it envisioning, but lived it. Painting warmth. Science nods. Vivid picturing fires neural paths, as if now, laying tracks for feet. This is our power, even as canvas narrows. See the field bloom, step toward it. In a bustling land, dimming age's light, envisioning defies. I'm not done. Next time doubt creeps, stiff joint mocking, silent house echoing, close eyes. Paint, steady in storm, radiant with kindness. Angulimala turned killer's hands to monk's grace. We turn weary years vibrant, not wishing, but saying. Dusting, the field sown, watered, steadied, resi raised. Brightened blooms in mind first, a masterpiece crafted stroke by stroke until lived true. The bloom of now, living fully where the field stands. The lines traced glow faintly, a vision of field in flower, petals bold, paths winding to a horizon almost touched. Breeze hums, stream glints, rocks steady, and as I set stick aside, earth pulse, alive with insistence. I kneel to a bloom, a daisy, small, fierce, white catching sun, and realize I nearly missed it. This flower, moment, now. The Buddha's voice rises, a bell through stillness, from the Satipatthana Sutta. Dwell in the present, not clinging to past, not craving future. One who lives thus finds freedom. Here in field tended through seasons it dawns. Harvest isn't ahead, it's here in breath. Bloom, life second by second. I've lost nows to yesterday's echoes, tomorrow's shadows. Last spring, rain drumming. I sat with photos, kids as toddlers, wife's laugh frozen. Letting past swallow, ache dimming light, or nights awake. Plotting doctor's visits, bills, as if worry stretched days. For us, older adults in the place where we live. Clock ticking louder, it's easy to drift. Fearing ends creep, longing fullness once known, hoping peace near. I've seen it in my friend, recounting glories, fretting next, missing coffee cooling. But Dharma pulls back. Present isn't a bridge, it's ground, only place to bloom. Upali, humble barber turned disciple, cuts through with a story sharp as shears. He lived routine, snipping, chatting, scissors daily. Yet sadness clung, tethered to poor past, uncertain future. When Buddha stepped in, Upali asked, "How do I live untorn by gone and coming?" Master took blade, set it down. When you cut, think of lock before, after, or this now. Upali saw. Each snip a moment, given heart, work joy, day full. He carried it, step slow, breath complete, until ordained, liberated in ordinary. His field wasn't grand, bloomed where he stood. Try it with me. Where are you? Chair creaks, feel worn wood, years held. Air moves, soft, sharp, fills lungs now. For us, this isn't pause, it's reclaiming. I've noticed. Yesterday, washing dishes, warm water over hands, clink of plates, just soap, sound, world there. For us, stakes tender. Fearing days slip unnoticed. Meaning fades, longing richness, needing no youth. My grandmother peeled apples, slow, deliberate, knife steady in trembling hand, savoring each curl. She didn't chase, she met time, field glowing. This isn't ignoring past, future, rooting in present. Life breathes. Next meal, taste, crunch, walking, feel ground. Step a discovery, slower now. For us, lifeline. Less time wasting on not here, more touching what is. In a bustling land hurrying past, living moment is stand. I'm here, whole, alive. A bird perched, song sharp, I listened. Not planning, remembering, hearing. Field bloomed, free. Upali turned snips to awakening. We turn moments to treasures. Not adding, buying. Field sown, watered, steadied, raised, brightened, painted doesn't wait. It's now, daisy held. Breath drawn, heart beating. For older hearts seeking serenity, harvest isn't distant. It's living bloom, unfolding moment by moment. Dharma promises freedom here. I feel it, step by step, merging with field's beauty. Not watching, becoming light.